Alright, Flames fans, welcome aboard. This is Game Over Calgary. My name is Anand, your host of the Game Over Calgary network here, tuning in from my basement studios. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you along. The Flames lose this one in overtime by a score, believe it or not, by a score of 2-1. Nothing much exciting going on. I think this might be a much shorter episode. We'll talk about the trade that happened yesterday. For those who missed it, we'll talk a little bit more detailed on that one. We'll talk about a couple of game notes. We'll take a look at the standings. We'll take a look at the picture. We'll take a look at a couple of the schedules coming up. But this should be a much shorter post game show because the game in general was quiet. It wasn't that entertaining. It was boring. The first period it was scoreless. Didn't have much in effect. Both goaltenders had to make a couple of key saves though, but nothing in terms of high danger saves or high danger plays. And then in the second period, two goals were exchanged, went into tie. Third period was tie. It was still exciting though, but nobody broke the ice. And then in a heartbreaker in overtime, the Flames though come up with a point at home, and their winning streak was snapped after the game against the New York Islanders. Lil Singh confirmed Stripes is on Team Tank. Um, yeah, there were some calls that didn't get called. There were um, what do you call yeah, no, some calls that were not called. Um, and also, how do I put this? You put me on the spot there, Lil. But yeah, in general, couple calls didn't get called, and then at the end, the Flame Devils win it in overtime. Let's put it that way. But let's get you a quick scoring summary. It was Mercer who opened the scoring for the New Jersey Devils in the second period. That one was little tricky. Devin Cooley would have loved to have that back, but it topples behind him, assisted by Hamilton and Sigenthaler. Um, and that was a little sneaky one. The Flames couldn't clear it out of their own zone. They were hemmed in there for a while. And then the New Jersey Devils capitalized on their mistake. Devin Cooley couldn't make that save. Thus it rolls back, and well. Although 1 minute 53 seconds later, the Nazem Kadri, he snaps a 13-game goalless drought. That's correct, won 3 games. Goalless drought assisted by Matwi Gredin and Kevin Ball. Matwi Gredin, his first NHL assist of his career, gives a nice pass to Nazim Kadri, and a good pass from Kevin Ball as well, and made it 1-1. And then in overtime, where Uyghur turned over the puck, the Flames once again couldn't clear their zone. The New Jersey Devils won majority of the faceoffs tonight. It was a Nemec unassisted goal in overtime. Whitecloud looks solid tonight, but this is going to mess up the rotation once Perek returns, according to Lil. We'll see how that goes. Perek still has at least a week or so. I'm guessing he'll play this weekend against the Laval Rockets. On that note, I'll take a look at the Wrangler schedule as well, just to see when the timeline for Perek is. But I'm hoping, but I've been hearing that David Pagnota, one of the insiders, little bit of grain of salt, I'll take the information into. But there has been interest already for Whitecloud as well. Maybe Boston Bruins are looking to get him. So maybe the Flames look to flip him sooner than later, because it will certainly mess up with the rotation. But Bahl and Whitecloud was the pairing tonight. It was Kuznetsov and Uyghur, and Uyghur had one of the, I want to say maybe his toughest game of his season, and that I'm not calling it lightly, because he was responsible for that overtime goal. He made some rash mistakes. Maybe it's because because Anderson got traded last night. So I don't know if that has gotten to Mackenzie Weegar. I know he had pressure about getting into Team Canada for the Olympics. He didn't get into that. That is probably still looming in his mind. So Weegar, not the Weegar we saw last season. It's kind of maybe like a flip script. Anderson didn't have a great season last season, but Weegar did. But now it's Anderson who had a great season and Weegar did not. So a little bit of frustration run for Uyghur. I don't know how to fix that eventually. Maybe you put Uyghur and Brustovich together. Do you put a younger guy with him? Um, yeah, I don't know. Matsy saying if we flip Whitecloud, I'll feel much better about the trade. Yeah, that's their plan. I heard teams are already calling on Zach Whitecloud. He played impressive today. I believe he played more than 20 minutes. So good start for him overall. Let's see quickly. Just a time on ice for Zach McLeod tonight. Two shots and goals, one hit, three block shots, 22 minutes and 33 seconds is what White Cloud ended up being. Nothing on the score sheet, but totally understand. He just landed this afternoon and he was already ready to go and play tonight. Impressive stuff from Zach Whitecloud. I wouldn't fault him at all. On that brighter note, Devin Cooley has topped tonight 29 of the 31 shots he faced and will end up with a .935 save percentage. Kevin Bahl was your third star. Jack Hughes with one assist was his second star, and Devin Cooley the first star. Of course, this was submitted right before overtime, apparently. Face-offs, New Jersey Devils won 29 of them, 64%. Conrad, if you're listening, you know it will get frustrating for you because the Flames did not look great in face-offs tonight, and they continue to struggle in that aspect. The power plays also became a factor tonight. 0 for 4 on the power play, so the red hot power play dies tonight, and the New Jersey Devils go 0 for 2 on the power play. Hits were 22 in favor of the Calgary Flames, 16 for New Jersey Devils, and shots were 22 in favor and 31 for the New Jersey Devils. So New Jersey Devils were a bit more physical team tonight compared to the Flames. Of course, the trading of Rasmus Andersson would explain that. Matsy saying Uyghur looks cooked and he still has 5.5 years left. Yeah, hopefully maybe we see a turnaround from him next season. But yeah, this season not his best as of right now. All right, for those fans who missed yesterday my mini recording, let's bring you the details of the Rasmus Andersson trade. So the trade was Zach Whitecloud, who made his debut tonight. Rasmus Andersson, however, did not debut for Vegas because he's apparently maybe in Calgary or maybe just touched down in Vegas. He's still waiting for immigration to clarify immigration clearance and to get his everything resolved before he can get his debut in. So that will have to wait for a bit. Then we get a 2027 first round pick. It's top 10 protected. So I think the Flames, if they become or if the Vegas Golden Knights goes and wins the cup about 10, they'll certainly that will get applicable. Then a 2028 second round pick. Yesterday, I believe on the recording, I had 2027. That's what Elliot Friedman reported originally. But as a correction, it's a 2028 second round pick that will become a first round pick if Vegas Golden Knights wins the cup this season. So they have to win in 2026 for the Vegas Golden Knights to transfer that into a first round pick. And then they also have rights to Abram Weeb, who is a prospect defenseman playing with the University of North Dakota. He apparently is a teammate with Keaton Verhoff. on the defense pairing, plays with Cole Rashny. So I believe the Flames have some insight on him, but the Flames have to decide whether to sign him or not. That will be something they need to work on. And like Matsy says, if they flip Whitecloud, it will be a much guaranteed nice trade for the Flames, especially considering Anderson changed his mind yesterday afternoon that he wouldn't sign anywhere else. But I've been hearing smokes today that he might be willing to stay with Vegas longer. So I don't know if he'll extend he will sign an extension with the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll find out. There have been a lot of rumors and talk speculations, so I'm a little bit more skeptical now to talk about everything what's out there. But just throwing it out there. If I'm wrong, I'll take. You can blame me all you want later on. But this is all what I've been seeing out there. So that's the scoring summary, and that's your Rasmus Andersson trade thoughts. The Flames lose this one by a score of 2-1 in overtime. Lazy, a boring game, perhaps. Maybe there were a couple of flashback Markstrom moments, but that's about it. Nothing too much. And then Viger does a costly turnover where the Devils win this one. All right, let's head into period number 2. Let's talk about a couple game specific notes. From what I saw, Zari, he's back officially. Was making some moves tonight. Was close to scoring a goal. And all that stuff. Love the positive stride from Conrad Zari. I think putting him beginning at Zari backline Coleman line helped. And now he's playing with Zari Kadri and Gredin. That works some magic tonight. The fourth line also was amazing tonight, to say none the least. That was Ryan Lomberg, Justin Kirkland, and Adam Klapka. Adam Klapka almost rung the crossbar. He could have made it a one-goal game in the first period, but somehow that hit the crossbar. Unlucky for the Flames, and they come up with one tonight. There was one hit on Yegor Sharangovich. I forget who the hit got delivered, but Derek Wills had questioned if it's a legal one. No penalty call was on that. So, like Lil said, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about. Strips on Team Tank. That was in the call that was called. Could it have been a call? Maybe, perhaps. Cooley would have wanted to have that goal back, the 1-0 goal that Mercer scored. Nazem Kadri snaps his 13 game goalless drought, and Gredin has his first NHL assist. And the power play that was red hot goes for 0 for 3 tonight, and I think that was a big difference maker, especially when you don't have Anderson quarterbacking a power play. I know I don't think Whitecloud got any power play minutes tonight, but Gredin was there. He made it look all right. Brustovich continued to be part of the power play minutes, but nothing to show emphatically on the power play for the Calgary Flames. I think that was it for game notes. Markstrom once again made a couple key saves, as well as Devin Cooley. Devin Cooley was stellar tonight as well. He bailed out the Flames a couple of times. Without him, the game would have been maybe 3-0, 3-4 nothing. But now, the Flames are where they are. No need to give Dustin Wolf the heavy workload. Share it with Devin Cooley. We all know now. Okay. Another thing, talking about that, we know where the Flames are. There is now smoke out there from Darren Drieger that Nazem Kadri is willing to be moved out of here. A possible Colorado Avalanche. I was more referring to the OT goal where it was went off the ref while they are on team tag. Okay, gotcha, fair enough. From Lil, I was more referring to the OT goal where it was went off the ref while they are on team tag. Fair enough, but I was gonna maybe say as well, maybe the hit didn't get called on Sharangovich. That's also a possibility. But there is a possibility that Nazem Kadri will be moved out, according to Darren Drieger. A possible reunion with the Colorado Avalanche. There is smoke out there. I don't know how it will get done. The Flames, I believe, have one more retention slot for this season. And with how Kadri played a turnaround game tonight, maybe we'll see wait a couple more games. Maybe they would like to get done something before the trade deadline, maybe something before the Olympics. We'll find out if that's a possibility. Blake Coleman practiced tonight with the Flames. He was in a yellow non contact jersey, which is, I think, a good sign. You want Blake Coleman to be healthy enough soon as well. Maybe he can be another trade chip. But feels like we might see dominoes fall effect. Another name I saw out there, this is from David Pagnotta though. Ryan Lomberg. Apparently, there is some interest on Ryan Lomberg as well out there. I would hate to see Ryan Lomberg moved because he's a locker room guy, but a great character guy. But if the Flames get a deal that they can't refuse, why not move him? Give another young guy a chance. So now the fourth line all of a sudden will look different. So we'll see if that's a possibility at all. So the next three trade chips, two for certain, Blake Coleman and Nazem Kadri are two for certain. And then Whitecloud, possibly, Ryan Lomberg. Maybe can you move over Hanley or Pahal if the defense pairings become all the way too jammed? By the end of the season, the Flames could look differently, possibly. And into next season as well, we could see a whole turnaround of Flames players. So it's going to be an interesting situation in the Flames land for the next few months, weeks, days to come, even maybe. We'll see if anything picks up on that front. Alright, that's your game notes, that's your trade thoughts, and that's your big picture thoughts. Let's look at the schedule and the standings now, going into the third period. I know it's going to be a quieter one tonight. So the Flames move up to 47 points with a win. And now they are doing some quick math, minus 47, just 4 points out of a playoff spot. And in the big league standings, so that's a wildcard spot I'm looking at. The big league standings, they are at 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. 27th in the NHL at the moment. The Vancouver Canucks are now dead last. They are at 37. That's a 10-point gap. I don't think we are going to ever outtank Vancouver Canucks anymore. Winnipeg Jets are slowly catching up. They are just 3 points behind the Calgary Flames. Let's take a look at did Winnipeg Jets win tonight? No, the Winnipeg Jets didn't win tonight. It was the Chicago Blackhawks that won 2-0 against the Winnipeg Jets. So back to a losing stride for the Winnipeg Jets, and they play tomorrow against St. Louis Blues. And that's a game to keep an eye out for because, of course, the Winnipeg Jets can tie St. Louis Blues, or the St. Louis Blues can jump the Calgary Flames. So it's going to be interesting standings wise. The Flames have a day off tomorrow. They won't play tomorrow. They're back at it on Wednesday against, I believe, I should know this on top of my head. The Flames are hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins on Wednesday. Then on Friday, they host the Washington Capitals. And then on Sunday, they host the Anaheim Ducks. And then they go for a one-game road trip against the Minnesota Wild on Thursday, January 29th. And then to close off the month on Saturday, January 31st, they host the San Jose Sharks. So an interesting month certainly ahead coming for the Flames. We'll keep an eye out for if Nazem Kadri is indeed gonna ask out. We'll see what Blake Coleman's situation looks like. We'll see if Zach Whitecloud gets flipped. We'll see if Ryan Lomberg is one of the trade chips for the Calgary Flames. And we'll see if any of the dominoes fall. But the picture of the standings is really close. The Flames 4 points out of a wildcard spot, but 27th in the NHL League. Let's head into fourth period overtime. Look at through a few of your chats, and then we'll call it a night, because I think that's all we had to talk about. We talked about the 3 goals. We talked about the trade details of the Rasmus Andersson trade. We talked about the second period game notes. We talked about how things stand. Let's hit the chat line. Feel free to chime in with any questions or thoughts. Lil opened us the chat, confirmed Stripes is team tank, and he was more referring to the overtime goal at the end, because it went off the ref. Viger looks cooked, and he still has 5.5 years left. That according to Matt C. Matt C also saying, if we flip Whitecloud, I will feel much better about the trade. I'm hoping that's the case, because we don't need a 29-year-old for a 29-year-old. And it seems Boston has been already calling for Whitecloud. And I believe Conroy was on a TV segment today on Sportsnet, and he talked about that his phone hasn't stopped working. He will continue to make those calls and make those deals when appropriate. And Lil Singh, Whitecloud looks solid tonight. Indeed, he didn't practice this morning. I believe he took the 9 a.m. flight, got into Calgary around 11 or 12. Then he went to the Saddle Dome, met the team, and then got into a game right away. And he didn't look out of shape or form at all. But this is going to mess up rotation once Perek returns, possibly. Could we see that? We'll see. Of course, you need to keep in mind of injuries. You need to keep in mind of who is healthy then. And if anybody is traded before that as well. And we'll see if maybe they look for even Hanley as a trade partner condition, just because I think you can get something out of Joel Hanley as well. So the Flames next take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I believe Conrad will have that post-game show for you. I'll be back maybe next week or maybe in the next couple of days, but we'll see about that. Thanks for joining Game Over Calgary tonight. Thank you to Lil, thank you to Matsy, and thank you to the rest of you that tuned in tonight. You have been watching Game Over Calgary. So the Flames next play on Wednesday against the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's 7:30 p.m. puck drop, so a little bit more, half an hour later than tonight. And I believe Conrad will have that post-game show for you. Have yourself a great night. Have yourself a great rest of your week. We'll see you on the flip side. Take it easy, everyone. Good night.